Ruckus. Thanks for joining. Please like, subscribe, and share. 10-8. What's shaking, guys? How's everybody doing? First, I wanted to play something for you guys. This is the kind of friends that I have. But let me say hello to everybody first, real quick. Sloopy, what's shaking? Let me see. I'm looking forward to it as well. Bossy's cool. She was there yesterday. Hello, Mummy Wolverine. How are you, dear? Night Shadow. James Powers, good to see you. 63 clocks, always a pleasure. Let me see here. Copperhouse, thank you so much for being here. Olivia too, good evening. Miss Persevere. Look at all these people up in here. Y'all gonna make me lose my mind up in here. Reg, what's going on? Oh, you just became a member. Thank you. I appreciate your support. That is awesome of you. All right, let's see who else we got here. Don Spain. What's going on, brother? Not much going here. Let me see if I can keep this thing locked in one spot. Jeez, it's driving me nuts having to move that around. And of course, it's not going to. Yeah, why would it? Miranda Lee, how are you? But you guys are going to get a kick out of this. This is the kind of friends that I have. I went on Deb's True Crime Notebook yesterday. And listen, I warned them at like 12:30 that, I usually don't go on long lives like that, and that I was going to start having a few beers. So by the end of that live, I'm surprised I didn't fall in the pool. I had a great time though. It was fun. Anybody that saw that, take everything I said with a grain of salt, please. I think I'm a lot funnier than I am. Trust me. Turbo Time, yes, TGIF. It's been a long week. Purdue, always fantastic to see you, dear. Jill Mosier, I think you've been with me since day one, and I appreciate it. I always love seeing you here. Brenda Birkenbach, how are you? See who else we got. You guys are going to like this. Beth Gonzalez. And I'm not going to mention any names, but his initials are Coach Kev. All right? I won't mention his name, but his initials are Coach Kev, is the one that sent me this. And I think it's hilarious. YouTube may whack me for it, but let the whacking begin. Speaking of which, I had, I made a little tribute video for Elizabeth Collins. She would have been 20 on the 31st of this month. So I did a little, hey, rescue all the dogs. I asked Grizz to help me out, and he really did. I sent him a voice overlay and some photos that Drew Collins sent me, and he put together that video. And I'm here to tell you, man, that made me cry. I was a hot mess. But YouTube whacked me on it. Now, I don't care about the song. They whacked me for the song. Whoever did the song, they get all the ad revenue and stuff like that. I don't care about that. I love that song. They whacked me because of a word that I used. And it's like, oh my God. God forbid tell the truth, right? Put something that's the truth. Boston Christian, how are you? Angela Van Hoven. Sharon Edwards, hello to you. JDI. Grace, always good to see you, dear. D. Ashley, how are you? It's been a while. I don't really see you around much. I hope you're feeling okay. JMC. She Warrior. Jinx, one of my new favoriteest persons in the world. For those of you who don't know Jinx, you will never walk away from that girl saying, I wonder what was on her mind, because she'll tell you. She'll tell you. All right, let me see. Sasquatcher 560. Mark, what's going on, brother? How are you? I hope you're doing well. Alice James. This'll do nicely. Nice little play at words there. Yeah, I love Deb too. Debsthebomb.com. She is a sweetheart. Kay, how are you? Shane, hello. Hello to Ireland. I don't know if you're up late or up early for this, but whichever you are, I appreciate you joining me. All right, let me get to this. Okay, yeah. Yaya's here. Solar Chef Steph. And we have a super chat from Mark. I appreciate it. $2. Thank you so much, Mark. The support from you guys is unbelievable. It's unbelievable. Now let me get to this. Excuse me. Let me get to this video real quick, and then I'm going to call Bossy. She's waiting me on her to call me. Me to call her. Good Lord. Hi, Charlotte. Miss Stang, what's going on? All right, you guys are going to get a kick out of this. And I'm going to let it loop once or twice, which may be aggravating, but it's warranted. Check this out.
The way that a cow does. Oompa, loompa, loompa-dee-da. The way that a cow does. Oompa, loompa, loompa-dee-da. The way that a cow does. Oompa, loompa, loompa-dee-da. The way that a cow does.
Oh, that's hilarious. Kev, thank you. I appreciate your humor. And I think that is fantastic. Oh, hi, Gail. How are you? Alrighty. Let me, now the background that I'm going to use here is from somebody else, another friend that loves to give me a hard time, but that's okay. I subject myself to this. Mind of Milton, what's going on, brother? How are you? I haven't seen a new knife out lately from you. Maybe I just don't have the notifications turned on. I'll go back and check that. Mrs. Steve cracked up when she found out I was named the National Diva by you. Yeah. I'm sure you've been called worse, Steve, but you are definitely a national treasure. I may be more of a diva. Oh, that's funny. I've been watching your shows, and she's kind of, the information is trickling in to her. I've noticed. She didn't know half of the hijinks that we were up to, I guess. But I had a great time with you, Steve. And I don't know if you got to see that video I did for Elizabeth after I talked to Drew. It was pretty good. Yeah, Dee Dee, I was in rare form. I was in rare form. And it was 12:30, and I announced, what's up, A to P? I announced that I was not going to be on all day without having a couple beers. So I didn't fall in the pool. So that was a good thing. All right. Now, let me, I think I've got everybody. Nobody's perfect. How are you? And if I miss any questions, I will go back and look. Okay. But I'm going to be having Bossy on. She was at the sentencing yesterday of Kagan Klein, so she's going to be able to fill us in. Actually, I think she's been to all of his court hearings and appearances. So I'm going to chat with her a little bit. I'm going to give her a buzz right now. Let me play this one more time, and then I'll put the background on for our conversation. You'll like that one as well.
The way that a cow does. Oompa, loompa, loompa-dee-da. The way that a cow does. Oompa, loompa, loompa-dee-da. The way that a cow does.
Okay, there's my background. Oh, this is beautiful. Let me give Bossy a call here, and see if we can get this figured out. Because I'm calling her on the phone. So just make sure you guys can hear us and her okay.
Hello.
Hello. How are you?
Hi. I'm good. How are you?
I'm perfect. If you could see me as a Oompa Loompa, you'd agree.
I'm definitely gonna go back and have to replay that. It's like as soon as your live is over.
Oh, that was hilarious. If you guys could please, somebody throw in chat that if they can hear Bossy okay and hear me okay. I have her on the phone, not on the computer.
Yeah. Yes, please, because country Wi-Fi and data services are spotty.
Yeah, that's okay. I don't mind doing. This is old school.
Yeah, that's fine with me too. So I'm no spring chicken either.
Yeah, so I don't mind this at all. All right, everybody can hear you fine. Okay, so
Great.
now have you been to all of his hearings?
I started going towards the end of the year last year. I think it was an October or November hearing. The first couple ones, he appeared via Zoom. But I've been to all of them since then, yes.
Okay. Now, have you noticed any? Now, he obviously changed attorneys. Did that make a big difference to you? How it went yesterday? Do you think?
No, I mean, from what I could tell, they basically, told him the same thing as his previous attorney would, and advised him that it would probably be in his best interest just to plead guilty on them instead of going to trial, because they had a plethora of evidence against him, and it was pretty overwhelming, I guess is the only word to use, sitting in there and having to listen to it being read through and just the whole day in general. It was a long day. We started a little after 9:15 in the morning, and we took several recesses and one for lunch, and I think it was just right around 7:15 when we walked out of the courthouse, out of the courtroom last night. And the courthouse closes at 4, so it went on for a few extra hours just so that it could be the completion of his sentencing yesterday. Okay.
Now you stayed right up until the end. You said, right? You stayed right up until after Doug Carter left, right?
Well, Doug Carter was there after the lunch recess. I did not see him in the courtroom, but I can't say for certain. But I'm almost positive he was still there after I left too. I mean, his vehicle was, so I would assume he was still in the building.
Right. Now, did you get a chance to talk to him at all?
I was able to shake his hand and thanked him for being there and supporting us and our community with everything that's going on, and was with a friend, and he noticed my friend had a Abby and Livy bracelet on and commented on how much he liked it. I think that's one of the bracelets that came from Randy. So it was just reassuring that hopefully they're going to be doing something about the major predator problem in this area.
The way that a cow does.
Seems like everywhere in the United States now.
The way that a cow
crazy.
does.
That's just the tip of the iceberg.
Disheartening. It is just the tip of the iceberg.
The way that a cow does.
Me and everyone that had to sit through, everything yesterday. It just,
The way that a cow does.
for sure. Reading through those transcripts and just his
The way
charges
that
and
a
stuff
cow
like that.
does.
You don't know the impact of that. You do. It does impact you, but sitting in there and hearing
The way that a cow does.
that's the reality of the situation. It's in your face.
The way that a cow does.
Now, saying that they, I guess, with the
The way that a cow does.
Let me see if that helps it. Okay,
All right.
is that better, guys? I'm
Yeah,
sorry
let's see. And
about
if
that.
I,
Yeah,
you're
I
okay. If
can
I
hear
need to
you
call into
fine.
stream,
Yeah.
if I need to call into StreamYard, or if you have something else like that where it might be easier, then I can always do that also.
No, I had something playing in the background like a knucklehead. So yeah, so
It's
I
all
had
your fault. It's
yeah.
all your fault.
Yeah. Yeah, but this is professional stuff here. You know, I am a professional all the way.
Yeah, I could. It shows every day. No, you do a great job. Sincerely, you do. You do, and I'm glad that you're on this platform now. It needs more people like you.
I'm glad to be here, to be honest with you. I've met so many
Good.
cool people like yourself that it
There,
makes all
yeah,
the bullshit worth it.
for sure. There is a great group of people and members throughout all of the true crime communities. So I'm thankful for that. It restores my faith in humanity.
Hmm. It does. It does. There's enough good people on this platform that makes it worthwhile. Makes it.
Yeah, just you have to wonder what motives can be sometimes. Ulterior motives can destroy a lot of good things. So I guess I'll just leave it at that. You know.
Yep. Yep. Now Reg is asking Steve on a scale from 1 to 10, how loud do I snore? We stayed in separate rooms, Reg. Okay, get your mind out of the gutter. We stayed in separate rooms. Now imagine this though, Bossy. The PO and the judge had to
Yes.
watch all of those videos.
Oh, and the prosecutor, Ms. Allwine, she did a great job at reminding us that, because at the prior sentencing, when he changed his plea, wanted to change his plea on 5 or 6 of the counts, the judge had to go out of chambers and watch those videos and read the text messages and look at those photos. And Ms. Allwine said to him yesterday, Judge, when you came back from that, recess that we took while you had to do that at the prior sentencing, you were ashen faced. And those were her exact words, and that is exactly how she could not have described it better. I mean, you could, there was a lot of uncomfortable silences in the courtroom yesterday.
Oh, I can imagine. I can imagine.
My heart is out to everyone that it's affected, and I truly and sincerely mean that.
Oh, I agree. All right, let me see. Turbo Time had a question for you. I found it interesting that it was the defense that introduced Delphi into the court record. Seems there was a reason for that. What do you think, Bossy?
Okay, so as the entire time during his CSAM charges and trial, they've always referred to the Delphi investigation as the other case. And it was referred to that, the majority of the day yesterday. And then at some point, his lawyer was going to reference it. And he said, well, the Delphi case, I don't know why we've been, these are not his exact words, but something along the lines of, I don't know why we've been talking around that all day. So that is where it was introduced into yesterday. But it was spoken about, but just referred to as, the other case. And in reference to that, because they found the CSAM and everything, I think the 25th of February in 2017. So they knew about it for a long time. And they also tried to use that as part of their defense. It was I know that he deserves representation. Okay. Everyone does. But just, it's hard hearing the defense go, well, you must not have been too concerned about it if he was free for 3 years. And obviously that's a lot of our thinking in the online community too. But I don't think it's fair to say that the community didn't care about it. And
I
the
agree.
people, investigating it and stuff. So, but it is what it is. I mean, I can imagine that his defense lawyers only had so much that they could work with as well. So I think everyone presented themselves well yesterday, and that goes for Kegan. I mean, yeah, he's done some deplorable things. He was able to read a statement, and I do feel like it was heartfelt at the very least. And he told his story about what he had to endure in his childhood and life growing up. And I cried. I cried with him. He cried. Several people in the courtroom cried. It was, I don't know, maybe it was a moment of clarity for us. You can only avoid reality for so long.
Sure. Sure. And he grew up in that atmosphere. It does not excuse his behavior by any stretch of the imagination. But
Correct.
But you can kind of understand, he really didn't have a male role model
what's
at all.
normal these days, I mean, I don't mean that defending him, but he grew up as how normal families operate is not how, I mean, another family grew up knowing how normal operates. So it goes beyond what he's done, and it doesn't give him an excuse. It did statement. I wish I had sought therapy when I was a young adult for my issues that I'm dealt with in the wrong way.
You're breaking up a little bit, Bossy.
Okay. How about now? Is that a little better?
Yes. I know
Okay.
that you live in an area that the signal's not very well, so I know it's a pain in the neck for you to have to stand still like a statue, and I apologize for that.
Yes, that is definitely a chore for me.
Yes. And I just got a super chat.
Body in motion stays in motion.
I wouldn't know. If my body went into motion, it would be perpetual. It would never stop. I'm so fat that it would just keep going.
Stop it.
Now, I was fishing for a compliment there. Good. I'm glad you caught on to that.
I'm sure you got plenty of them in the chat going on. I can't read, but I'll watch on replay.
Well, actually, when you watch on replay, you'd be happy to know that everybody's saying hello to you and how much they respect you. I just got a super chat from Rescue All the Dogs. It says, I'm still heartwarmed from the picnic. Met great people, Bossy and Ruck. Thanks for keeping it real. $9.99. Thank you, Rescue the Dogs. And I'm sure that Bossy agrees.
And she is sweet but savage. It was a pleasure meeting her as well. I'm glad that, I can call her friend now. And it's nice being able to meet people and put, a face to, even if it's a screen name, it was nice. It was a nice little bonding experience, I think. And I had a great day. Jinx was awesome for putting that on and taking care of everything. I mean, she's just amazing.
She is. She really is. Okay, we have another question for you. This is from Turbo. How many victims and their family members were there, Bossy? And how many victim statements were read in court?
I believe there were 2 victim statements read in court. And I just don't even really want to speak on that. I mean, I don't really feel like that's my place or that's for public knowledge. I know that and besides some of the things I wouldn't be able to say on a live. With that being said, it's his damage that he's done extends beyond. I mean, it's something that people are that these, especially the young girls, they're going to carry with them for their life. It's not something they can
the way that a cow does.
Go get therapy for, talk through it. I mean, it's a everyday reality for them. And sure, maybe they're okay for a couple days, but you never know when those intrusive thoughts are going to come in. It's being able to work with those and, go from there. So I really send them some good healing energy, and I just pray that everybody involved can find some peace, at least with what's happened. I was able to get a statement on the deputy prosecutor. I'm not sure if you got that link I sent you, but you're more than welcome to play it. Ms. Perseverance was awesome, and she put that together for me. So it's posted on her site also.
Now I tried to pull that up, but I wasn't able to. But I'll put it in my community post. And Jinx
Excellent.
just gifted 5 memberships. Jinx, thank you so much. You're awesome. That's
Oh, that's sweet.
that is
That's so
very
sweet. And she
nice.
does, I don't want to get off topic, but she does so much for the 4 and that whole community. So it's just, like I said, it is heartwarming and restored my faith in humanity that I believe that one person can make a difference. So surely if there's all of us that come together like this, it's got to make a bigger impact.
I agree. I agree. Now, and I certainly appreciate your compassion. I do. And I can understand. I mean, I don't know you that well, but I've met you and we've spoken a few times, so I can understand how the victim statements and also Kagan's statement, for that matter, had an impact on you because you're a very passionate person. Um, I'm trying to get a transcript of the letter that he read. From what I understand, he was crying most of the time. Now, that's not the same person I seen going down the stairs giving the finger, but
No, but I mean, he's got to vent somehow, I guess. I don't really know whether I should, I enjoyed it. I'm not ever fake or anything, so I would think that, and no disrespect to the news channels, but I would think that they should be expecting something like that going live. So, but it was entertaining no less.
mhm, mhm.
So yeah, and you're right. It is an absolute different. And the judge even made reference. Is your I'd like to believe you, Mr. Klein. It seemed heartfelt, your statement, but is it just another manipulation tactic for you? So it really just boils down to what kind of person he wants to be. If he spoke of all these things about changes, and I do believe that people can change and overcome a lot of things. But it's a daily job. You have to work at it.
Mhm. Oh, absolutely, absolutely. And I'm a little. I'm not going to say I'm biased, but I've seen a lot of it on both sides, and
Sure.
I am more when it comes to the victims. I'm a softie. I'm horribly soft. I'm like the worst spokesperson ever because I have this bad allergy where I'm,
Absolutely.
I'm allergic and my eyes start watering when I think about victims. It's a bad
I
allergy I have.
I cried a lot yesterday. I mean, you just can't help it. And you know, uh, if you're there representing an online community that supports communities that this is happening in and their victims and living in the same community that you know that you never know who knows who. So there are victims that could not be there yesterday. So they need to know what's going on too. And I'm sure, and they're the number one people who deserve to know what's. And if they be there, I don't know. That's not going to happen on my watch.
No, I wouldn't expect it to. Like I said, I don't know you that well, but you're a very kind person. You're a very generous
Well,
person,
thanks.
and you're very. What you see is what you get, and that's what I like about you.
I think that's the only way to live, and I thank you for the compliment and for taking notice. I don't like the spotlight or recognition, or
Mm.
I'm not seeking clout or anything like that. I mean, I am sincere.
No, you're absolutely not, and that's what I like about you because you're absolutely not.
Yeah, and you're real sincere too, Ruckus. You might try to seem like you know, a hard ass, but you're just a big old teddy bear too. You have great intentions. It was wonderful meeting Mr. Steve. You guys have your heart in the right place. You have experience in it, and it's great that you can add your experience and knowledge to this online true crime community and make a huge difference in families' lives. That is the ultimate respect. I mean, hands down, we're not worthy.
I'm enjoying doing what I'm doing. Meeting Steve was a huge step. Was a huge step in me getting to where I want to be. Even though I aggravate the shit out of him, but I do that on purpose a little bit,
Well, Mrs. Steve is just so nice. So he has to have somebody, giving him a hard time every once in a while, or in your case, more often than not. But I mean, it works. You guys are great together.
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure that his wife would probably clap a few times at some of the zingers I got him with.
We need to make her a little montage,
Yeah.
a little video montage, all in good fun. So,
I'm here to tell you, if me and LA are the same way. We have that gallows humor. The stuff we laugh at would probably piss
that's
most people
great.
off. But
And I've just recently found his channel, so I'm going to be doing some binge watching on his stuff, and I'd really like to get to know his perspective on things like that. So it's a breath of fresh air having some new talent. It really is. And maybe he's not new. I'm new to me, so
he hasn't been
it's
around that
refreshing.
long. He took right off, and he should. He's a genuine guy. He's a police officer from Philly. Just real quick, I
Oh,
got a super chat from Mummy Wolverine, who I also
The way
have
that a cow does.
She is a sweetheart as well. $4.99. Thank you so much, Mummy Wolverine. I
that is so
appreciate
sweet of
that.
her. Another sweet but savage. Don't let her fool you.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah, she's a sweetheart, but she's got some zingers herself, so she better be careful. They don't call her Mommy Wolverine for nothing.
Right. Well, I'm gonna stay on her good side. I mean, I'm finding
Yeah,
out
yeah.
in Discord, who's the troublemakers and who aren't.
It's all good. It's all in good fun.
Yeah.
Everything always is, and it's great because it's a nice place that you can collaborate sometimes and bounce your ideas and theories off of people that, can say, look, that's great. That's a great idea. I didn't think of it that way. Or they could say, have you had a couple margaritas today, or what's going on? Let's wing this, wind this back in for a second. So
Absolutely.
it's great.
Okay, I got another super sticker. This is from Olivia too. She said
Aw,
hello to you earlier, by the way.
so sweet. I just love it. I love it with her. She brings she brings great. Um, I don't know. I just love chatting with her in the chat. She brings great insight to the case too. That's the word I was looking for. Great insight.
Absolutely. I'm not gonna lie. I am happy that we can move on from this, put this behind us. I don't think we've heard, and this is just my opinion. I don't think we've heard the last of Kagan Klein.
I would have to probably agree with you on that. I've always kind of had that belief. I will say part of his statement that he read, he did talk about a lot of childhood trauma and abuse that he endured in his life. That's the most polite way I can put that. And that's why I say, what he did was wrong, but you got to look beyond that. You got to look at the root cause of the problem sometimes. So, and just like you, I am in no way, I would say, for the victims and our community and everyone involved to show someone cares. Someone cares out here. So it was a really emotional and overwhelming day. I'm still really decompressing from it, to be honest, Ruckus.
Oh, I can imagine. I can see that in you. Now, what do you think? Um, the sentencing, obviously, the defense wanted what, 15 years. The state wanted 50. Um, yeah. What do you?
Yeah, the state wanted 50 or more if you can give it, and the probation recommendation was 35 years with, I believe, 3 years suspended, and the defense asked for 15 years. I'm sorry, I think it was 15 or 16 years with 5 years. I don't know if it was credit or time served. I'm not sure how that all worked out into the equation, but it averaged out to about 11 years.
Okay. Now, can you
So,
tell us anything about Kagan's mother? And you know how she manipulated. Let me see here.
Um, yeah, and I don't,
He
I'm sure she's
manipulated
a
her.
victim.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, she's a victim in this too, and the way that it was detailed out in court is basically through Kegan wasn't allowed to have any devices, obviously, in jail other than maybe to chirp, but he could not do any Google searches or anything like that. And so through him, so he was trying to get his mom. I'm sorry, he was trying to get in contact with some friends, quote, friends. So he would have his mom try to have these people get in contact with him via his chirp. Is how he was manipulating his mom. And I'm not sure if she factored into that. Like I said, it was a long day, and I don't take notes. I'm there to be present in the situation. But I take a lot of mental notes. And so one of the reasons that they said that is Kegan didn't have devices where he could do Google searches or not. I'm not sure if this is where some YouTubers factor into play or not, but apparently there was another blockmate or and I want to make sure I'm repeating this correctly. And if I'm wrong, someone feel free to correct me. But so the blockmate let Kegan use his tablet. And so that's how Kegan, for a period of time, had an extended reach other than his chirping device. And then that cellmate or blockmate got their device taken away as well. So, and then I think Kegan lost some chirping privileges during that time period.
Well, it's no secret now after yesterday. I've been chirping with Kegan. I didn't put any money on his account, but my goal was, I wanted to learn more about Tony. That's what I was after. And this is the only time I'm going to mention this person's name. But all he wanted to know was about Holly. That's all he kept asking me about.
Who? I'm sorry.
Yeah,
who
Kegan.
Was asking about?
I was chirping with Kegan, and trying to get some information about his family and his father and anybody else that may be involved with this CSAM stuff. And,
well, your motives and her motives are different.
But that's all he wanted. Obvious. No matter what I asked him, he just wanted to know about her. So and that's
not surprising.
Yeah. Now Miranda Lee just asked, did Kegan turn on his father at all? I don't know if he did per se, Miranda, but even if he did, if he said, look, my dad did all of this, nobody's going to believe him. They'd need some pretty solid corroborating evidence,
Correct. And he did go into detail about, the type of life he lived with his father, and it's obvious he's scared of the man, and I guess that's just, without going into more detail, you can tell that he's scared of him. But I'm not one to speak on anyone, or you know what I'm saying, Ruckus.
Yeah, I was afraid of my dad too. I didn't do any fucked up shit though.
Sure, my mom's 70 and I'm still scared of her, so you don't back talk. And I guess I just grew up in a different, different morals, and that's sometimes what it boils down to is, where does your moral compass lie?
Right, exactly. Here's where my moral compass lies. Danger Dave is trying to make me feel bad, saying that I made Steve carry my bags when we were on that trip. That just tells me that I'm intelligent, Dave. I'm smart. I got him to carry my bags. And he's way older than I am. I think he's 3, maybe even 4 months older than I am. So he's an old man. So for me to get
maybe you guys could do a little arm wrestling.
No, I can't. The reason he carried my bag.
When you're all healed and better. I gotcha. When you're all healed and better.
The reason he carried my bag is because he's a nice guy. I just had those shoulder replacements, and the weight of my backpack on my shoulder was not doing me any justice. So he did it.
Absolutely.
He offered to do it though. Yeah, he's going to make it sound like I made him carry all that. He is such a liar. That he does it with a straight face. So don't believe anything he tells you.
Steve?
Yeah, don't believe anything he tells you about me.
I got
about
a
me.
mental note going on. I'll let you know which side it goes in the, fact or cap.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
And I do want to say that Indie Archive, I mean, he lives quite a ways away from here, but he was so kind to come and get some drone footage of when they took Kegan out of the courthouse as well. So if you haven't seen that video, you definitely need to check it out. He's an awesome, awesome guy.
Yeah, I haven't had a chance to see indie archive stuff either. I'm
Mm-hmm.
not even sure who was all there. I know Jinx was. I knew you were there. Um,
Yep, and Indie Archive, he was there,
okay.
and he does some great work for law enforcement. I mean, he's got a really respectable channel too, and covers a lot of um, officers, their funerals, and just really, really great things like that. So it was an honor having him there and him doing that for me. I really appreciate it.
He does great drone work. Very
Yeah,
great.
he absolutely does. And I don't mean like do that for me. I was just like, hey,
Hmm.
we met him at the cookout, and I was like, "Are you going to, the last? It's gonna be Kegan's last one." And I know you covered the Richard Allen with excellent drone footage. So, of course, you can't be told no if you don't ask. So, and I'm
Mm-hmm.
not shy about asking. So,
No, you
and my
shouldn't be.
feelings don't get hurt if you say no either. So, I'm a grown adult.
That's it. You're a grown ass woman.
Yes, I am. I'm short like a little kid.
CJK, welcome. I missed you coming in, and Brandon, I seen you slide in before. But when I have a guest on, I try not to interrupt. I don't want to be rude, even though I know Bossy wouldn't consider it being rude. So I'm just trying to
No,
pull the
not at all.
questions and not interrupt her as much as possible. Now, WL22 says, can't pull Kegan up as a witness in Delphi case because we can't believe his words. Zippo credibility. I agree. I agree.
Um,
Unless there's
and I would
corroborating
say,
evidence.
and and I just want to add in that you, my thoughts are, he tried to provide evidence from what we can put together with the Wabash River search. They're under no obligation. Law enforcement is under no obligation to tell us anything. Why would they? It's that they are very clear that Delphi is still an active investigation. I mean, it's laid out in black and white right there for you. So that's my opinion on it.
Now, Robert
So
McFall
let's
said
say
that, and he's been a subscriber for a long time, and I appreciate that, Robert. I really do. And he always has great comments. He put 40 years equals 20 years in Indiana, actual time doing served. Florida's basically the same thing. You get gain time almost day for day. I'm not sure about Indiana, but he knows more
I
about it
think
than
it's
I do.
I think it's a 2-for-1, but I'm gonna have to look up for myself and make sure that that applies to Kegan's specific crimes. I mean, it might be different depending on what they are serving time for.
Mm. Well,
I
I don't
don't know
have
for
any
sure, but
sympathy for any of those shitheads, to be honest with you.
no.
He can rot in hell, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah,
Like I
you can have
said,
a lot of time to think.
I'm pro victim, and I've seen these assholes. I've been on the other side of the fence too. I worked the prison system for a little bit, and I've
I
seen
ran
these
into my fair
assholes.
share.
Yeah, so he's going to be fine.
It's a manipulation game. I mean, that's really what it boils down to. So, if he had credible evidence, and if the Wabash River search was connected to the Delphi investigation, and something fruitful came from that, which is my opinion that something did, then he will be able to be a credible witness for the Delphi investigation.
I can guarantee you this: he's going to find Jesus in prison. They all do.
Yeah.
They all
Oh,
do.
absolutely.
The next couple
Absolutely.
days or week or so, he's going to head off to the intake slash. Um, I don't know what they call it in Indiana.
They
He'll go get classified for 30 to 45 days, and then they'll send him off to his regular prison.
to get his DOC number. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know that it's a process, but I'm not very familiar with it. to be honest. So just very, very little how that process goes.
Melissa, I'm speaking with Bossy. Bossy is the bomb.com. If you don't know who she is, she's part of this community, and she rocks. She's one of my favorite people.
Likewise, likewise.
Yeah, I just I really enjoy a lot of you guys. And I said it yesterday, and I honestly mean this, Bossy. I went to Evansdale, and what a different atmosphere. Everybody is pro law enforcement there. They all come together as a community. There's no animosity. And then you go to Delphi and Flora,
That's
and it's totally different. Yeah. Now, I
that's a
don't know a
shame
whole
too.
bunch of
I mean,
YouTube people
it's
from,
embarrassing.
yeah, I don't know a whole bunch of YouTube people from Evansdale, like I do from Delphi. But it's amazing the difference. I felt so welcome there, and I did at Delphi too, meeting you guys, but I was only there for a day, and
Sure.
but man, the whole community rallies around the victims' families, and that memorial island that they made with all the missing and murdered people on it is amazing. It's absolutely
Yes, and you and
amazing.
Mr. Steve are bringing so much more perspective to that case and awareness, which is excellent. A lot of people got involved in that case. I mean, involved as in interested in wanting justice for those girls and families because of the Delphi investigation. So it's great that now that you're able to bring more awareness to that case too.
Oh, it's when you get to meet the families. Drew and I hit it right off. I mean, we're friends now.
That's
And,
excellent.
and I'm never going away. I've never met her, but I'm Uncle Ruckus now to Elizabeth in my mind.
Oh,
And
don't make me cry while I'm on the phone with
well,
you on live.
I am not
You know that
gonna
I
give
am
up.
sensitive like that.
Yeah. So I'm all about the victims and their families. And I am a little bit sour, because of 20 years in law enforcement. But it just is what it is. I take to those people, the offenders, I have zero compassion for. I got a super
Sure.
sticker from Leslie Kingston. Thank you so much. 490.
The way that a cow does.
That was so nice of you. I appreciate it. Everything helps. When we're out on the road, it's not free, and I'm going to do it
Sure.
regardless. I'm hooked now. I'm done. Steve's got me hooked on this. So, my
That's
wife's already
excellent. And I've got
prepared.
some things in the works for myself personally to be able to be more active and involved in some of the other cases in the smaller or even larger communities around here. I think, just people rallying around each other like that. The positive does a lot of good in the world.
Mm. It really does. It really does. And there are people that go into the prisons who are very nice people, and they try and help offenders. Offenders that are doing life, they're never getting out. And these people
Right.
are that compassionate. I just used to shake my head. It's like, why waste your time? But
Sure.
they don't consider it a waste of time at all. And I can appreciate that and respect it.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, if that's what they need to do to feel like they're making a difference and an impact, then I support it, wholeheartedly.
Mm.
It's very respectable, like you said, and you got to have a thick skin. You got to have a thick skin to do something like that. I mean, be a law enforcement officer, probation. I mean, child services. I mean, the list goes on and on. We really live in a scary world. It's scary. There's monsters that walk amongst us. So if we all don't stick together, we're going to get eaten alive.
Absolutely.
That's the best way I think I can think about it.
Not if I have anything to do with it.
Right. Me either. Me either. Like I said, I believe one person can make a difference, and I know that I'm not standing here alone fighting the fight. So
That's right. That's right. Now, Mr. Steve, he has a channel called True Crime Web. I'm sure everybody is familiar with it. Turbo just reminded me that he did a breakdown of the time that he got and what he if he's an ideal inmate. with his good time, how much time he should serve. I got a super sticker from Mother of Dragons. Thank you so much.
Another great supporter. I mean, I see her throughout the community on different channels and stuff like that. So,
yeah,
like I said, it's great having the support from everyone and making friends, like you said, along the way.
Yep, and I got another one from Mayo Monkey. It's my buddy. He gave me $10 for a Dunkin' Fund. I actually found a Dunkin'
Oh,
Donuts and made Steve stop, and he had Dunkin' Donuts with me. It was fantastic. And Miss
yummy.
Persevere also gave a super chat, $4.99. There's no longer a statute of limitation on child SA. With KK's testimony, you think prosecution will pick those charges up now that that's on record? Absolutely. If they can, they will. They're going to do it. I
The
don't
way
think
that a
personally.
cow does.
We're going to see again during the Delphi trial. I have no doubt about it.
I'd have to agree. I'd have to agree with you on that. And like I said, I had asked Ms. Allwine in that, you know, after the sentencing, if she was happy with the sentencing and a follow-up question to that. So it's just I was really happy with the outcome yesterday. I really was, especially with all the online talk of consecutive, you know, concurrent, and oh, he's only going to get 8 years and time served, and it's and I, you know, and I'm proud that I live in a community where a judge like Judge Spar, who had control over that, didn't let it just be a slap on the wrist, because that seems to be what the general consensus of what happens around here in Indiana, and it's just bred into an epidemic of these people. So I'm hoping that more offenders in the future will see similar sentencing.
Mm-hmm. Now I'm getting idle threats. I'm sure they're idle threats. People saying that song's going to be stuck in their head. I think it was the Oompa Loompa song. Oh, but people sent me this stuff.
Maybe I should just watch the video and listen with sound off and read the chat during that part.
Yeah, it's so funny. I mean, people sent me this stuff, so I figured I'd throw it in there. I got a super chat from Jinx, of course, $2. Jinxie, thank you so much. And it says, "I love Bossy." That was her super chat.
I love her too, and she's a little firecracker. I mean, she is.
Yes, she is.
She really is, and she does great things, and she takes a lot of heat for stuff. But I can tell you, that girl has a heart of gold, and her number one and main concern is justice and being there for victims and their families as well, and showing support. And she's a great representation.
She does more than anybody will ever know, and she demands that you do not give her credit. She doesn't want her name,
Absolutely. I tried giving her a little bit to help out with the food and accommodations for the cookout, and she refused. She had a little donation box going for Galen, I believe that's her name, the mother of the 4 girls, which I have not had the pleasure of meeting yet, but my heart goes out to her, and she's, the truth always comes out. It's going to get there. I mean, hopefully sooner than later in her situation, and for everyone, all families that are still waiting for answers,
Agreed.
Agreed.
I have another.
So she's just great.
I have another super chat from Growing Crazy, $20. Thanks for being you, and I'm sure that she's talking to you about that.
No, she's definitely talking to you, because you are. I mean, it's not hard to just be yourself. I mean,
the way that a cow does.
Be true to yourself, because if you're not, you're only fooling yourself. It takes more time to fool those around you than just work on yourself and become a better person.
And I got $10 super chat from 63 Clocks. More Dunkin' Donuts money. Now, is that a cop thing? Are you guys giving me a rib there because I'm a cop? I like donuts. Is that what we're doing here?
I've seen them before too, and I actually in your chat you made me a mod, and I told you not to because my fingers don't type correctly all the time, and I was afraid when I was saying hello to 63 clocks that my fingers would get in the way. So if I don't ever say hello to you, I'm modding. That's why I don't want to mistype your name.
Well, I made you a mod because I do this little thing that I like to call what I want. So I made you a mod. Yeah.
I do too, in case you haven't noticed. I mean, I'm sweet, but I'm savage too. Don't make me become a brat on you, because I will.
That'll never happen. That'll never happen, my dear.
Not you, Ruckus. The only thing you got to worry about is I'm gonna be getting you in a kayak eventually.
That's not going to happen. That'll never.
You can
happen.
run, but you can't hide.
Yeah,
Yes,
that'll never
it will.
happen. Now,
Okay,
Grizzly,
yeah, we'll go down to Wabash.
Grismatically Clever just jumped on. And for those of you guys who have seen the video that I did for Elizabeth Collins for her upcoming birthday, that was all Grizz. He made that video for me. I asked for his help. I sent him some pictures and my voiceover, and he did everything. He added the music, added the songs. It made me cry. I mean, he's amazing.
That's excellent.
He's an amazing
yes, that's
person.
Excellent. So is that the one that you had to do a second video on?
Yeah, because, I use words I shouldn't use,
Oops.
Yeah. Yeah. What are you going to do? I'm stuck on stupid. I'll be the first one to tell you.
Yeah. I have not watched it yet, but we spoke privately about that. Yesterday was just, I couldn't have another heartstring tugged yesterday. So, but I'll watch it real soon. I will.
It's amazing.
I've heard that it's excellent, and it's nice that Grizz does that for you. And I've had people in the community help me out, get some of these videos out today, and post on their channels. It's nice seeing creators come together and work together for the greater good. That is what it's about, right?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. All right, my dear, we've been on for about an hour. I usually try and keep on to that. Otherwise, I start drinking, and we don't want that again. Yeah.
And I am going to have a drink myself, a margarita. I'm a margarita girl. I make the best margaritas around. And I won't keep you, but I bought an ice maker that you can put juice in. So I'll just
juice.
I'll just leave it at that. So I'm going to
I'm sure it's
with
juice.
that. I already made my ice for the day, so and have fun with that. It makes 3 sizes. So we'll see we'll make 3 sizes of juice next.
Okay. Well, it's always a pleasure talking with you, Bossy. I love you to death. And I'm sure we'll talk again soon. I mean, we're in Discord together, and once we get this new trial rolling, are you going to be going to it, do you think? Yes, I am. Okay. And I'm going to try to make sure I'm there the night before. So someone has been asking, is it going to be a lotto for seats? And I'm not sure how that's going to go, because I'm sure there's going to be a lot of people that are going to want to get into that trial. I have my fingers crossed that it's going to be televised to take that down a notch on the public appearances. But regardless of either way, I'm definitely going to try to get my spot in the courtroom for that. Hey, Reg made a good point. A kayak for Ruckus is a barge. So I need a barge. Right. Yeah, I need a barge. And I definitely ain't going to fit in no little crick. That's for sure. My fat ass will be sitting on the bottom. I think he went out on a fishing expedition or boating. I'm not quite sure, because I'm so far behind and getting caught up with what's been going on with everyone. But I think he drowned the motor out and was stuck. Stuck out there. Yeah, see, I ain't doing that. I don't know. Maybe he'll clarify that for me. He probably already is. I live a mile away from the Gulf as the crow flies, and I don't go in the water there. Oh. Yeah, nope. I don't blame you. Hey,
And I
sharks
know.
don't come in my neighborhood messing with me, so I don't go in there as messing with them. So
Right. Well, we talked, I lived in Guam for 3 years, and then you got stationed there as I moved away from Guam. So that's gave me my knowledge of the ocean, all I needed to know.
yeah, exactly. Exactly. All right, my
All right,
dear.
well, Ruckus, thank you. Thank you for all you do, and everyone in our community. I mean, you really are appreciated. I mean, from somebody from a small town, those of you that show your support, thank you.
You're awesome. I'll talk to you later,
All
dear.
right, talk to you soon.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay, now we go back to my ugly mug. I'm sorry that Oompa Loompa kept looping like that. That must have been actually aggravating as hell. So, but I'm kind of glad. I'm kind of glad. Hope some of you guys hear it in your sleep. But I'm gonna head on over to Frank Meisters. He's having a live with Mrs. Deb, and he asked me if I would join him. So I'm gonna shoot over there and join Frank and see what they're talking about. See if I can't aggravate anybody on his channel. So I'll catch you guys all later. Don't take any wooden nickels. My name is Ruckus. Thanks for hanging out. Please like, subscribe, and share. I'm 10-7.